Hello everyone, this is Simon, your host for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. And this is the fourth part in my four-part series on the subjects which I'll be addressing on my channel. This one's focused on sports and entertainment. So let me go ahead and get into it so we can go ahead and make this video not too long. That way people can get all the way through it if they want to see it. Okay? Before I woke up, the closest thing to spirituality that I encountered in my life was playing basketball and writing song lyrics, writing songs. Being in the zone in those activities was the most rewarding feeling I'd had in my life. I grew up wanting to be a professional athlete or later a songwriter or entertainer, but that never panned out. After waking up, I feel lucky that these dreams never had a chance to come to fruition, because now I understand how shady that the music business and the other similar professions can be. To be at the top of those or nearly any similar profession, a person has to sell their soul or compromise themselves to get to the top. Now, I might have too, had I had the opportunity, as I thought we didn't really have a soul. But now, to me, it's clear that we are infinite spiritual beings, and that those who get the promotion and backing of the powers that be usually get there because they've allowed themselves to be compromised by their so-called puppet masters. Those very high up the ladder won't let someone get to the top unless they can be controlled. They know it's easier to control a bunch of people, hence their fans, if they control the artist or the athlete. Now today it's clear to me that a lot of kids, shouldn't be following these type of people for role models in any way. If you pay close attention, you can see that the artists and athletes use satanic gestures and symbols rather blatantly. I know this may be a sensitive subject, but it's true, and if you take the time to do some research, you'll see that what I'm saying is true, and then once your eyes are open, it's very easy to see. Now, I'm not saying that playing sports or being creative is bad and that there aren't important lessons that can be learned. You can learn many skills like discipline and teamwork that can be used in other aspects of your life. Now, staying active is also very important for me and for overall health. And I still play quite often just to stay in shape. The truth, though, is that very few people get to go pro. Unfortunately, some are willing to sell out to get there. Today's culture puts too much impact on, people being social media stars or like a Kim Kardashian or something like that, rather than putting influence and focus on wanting to be like doctors or teachers, people that really make a serious impact, a positive impact on society. I would call this the modern bread and circuses, a way to keep the masses entertained rather than focused on their own personal development. Like I said, today we have a reality TV, and sports is very much a type of reality TV, as they have their own time and space. To really excel, to be an elite athlete, you have to spend so much time concentrated and focused on those skills, because if you want to be the best between the lines, as they say, and to have a peak performance, you have to spend most of your time developing those skills. Now, logically, if someone has to spend all their time on their particular craft or sport to be at the top of the game, they have very little time to spend educating themselves on other important topics. Despite that reality, professional athletes and entertainers, like singers and actors, feel the need to corrupt the youth with their false idol worship and their uninformed political stances and commentary. Now, I understand that everyone is entitled to their opinion. but some people's opinions come from a more educated point of view. If I wanted to know how to be the best basketball player, I would ask some advice from a perennial all-star. But if I wanted to have an informed opinion on the political landscape, that same person would be very far down my list of people to interview. Again, I do think it's important to be active and creative. It offers many positive advantages, and I really appreciate someone who has a balance of both physical and mental acuity. One of my biggest influencers is Cliff High, and this is because not only is he one of the smartest people I've ever studied, but he is also skilled at self-defense, so he has mastered his mind and his body. It definitely pays to be well-rounded, as you have fewer weaknesses that others can exploit. Now, I'm a believer in moderation, though, because being obsessive on any one subject can lead you to being weak in other aspects of your life. The powers that be, the Illuminati, deep state, whatever you want to call them, they want to divide and conquer us in every way possible, because they know that being united, we represent an unstoppable force that threatens their positions of power. Now, not only do they try to divide us by race, religion, and gender, etc., they use sports to divide us by teams, colors, things like that. And in music, they've even tried to divide people with the West Coast versus East Coast feud from a few years ago. Now, I personally believe that type of plan was at the heart of the Biggie and Tupac feud, that they set that up on purpose, and that ultimately led to their early deaths. Probably because they were going to spill the beans. That's my personal opinion, my personal philosophy, but it makes sense to me. Like I said, I still play sports myself. As I mentioned in previous videos, I broke my leg playing basketball, and that turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. It wasn't until then that I took the time to sit down and really educate myself and open my eyes. I took the time to go down the rabbit hole, as they say, and to have a better understanding of the world around me. Now, I want to thank you for your time and for taking the chance to listen to the 4 subject introductions I have. And this is probably going to conclude the videos where I'm reading from my pre-prepared statements. I really wanted to get the message out and make sure I use my words carefully to to get my point across. So in the future, I plan on uploading more videos that are more oriented towards current events and the things that are going on in today's world that you really should be paying attention to, and to see them from an open-minded, awakened perspective, you could say. So I want to thank everyone again. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like this kind of material. That way you'll be notified when I make a new video, and maybe YouTube will recommend these kind of videos to other people so they can find the channel and enjoy the content as well. All right, thank you guys. See you on the next one.